So, like you said, it's obviously important. Like for startups, they need mentorship. So that's what you all do with the Coach Collective, right?
Yeah.
So how do you go about getting that? And like, what do you look for when you try to get coaches and mentors, basically?
So primarily, being a founder early, I realized that a lot of times when you talk about meeting somebody
Correct.
who can be your potential coach,
Yeah.
a lot of times the founder think that, hey, I can catch up with you over a coffee and I can get some
Ideas or
ideas
okay.
that's going to change. That doesn't
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
Right? In anything, right? For example,
Yeah.
even in sports, the best and best deploy or employ a coach over a long period of time to become Rahul Dravid.
Yes.
Even Rahul Dravid
For
is a coach.
sure.
24.
Yes.
So we believe in the similar philosophy that building businesses is going to take you many years and even in the many months initially. So the coaches that we bring are contextual. And let's say that you are building a startup in supply chain, like let's Spotify is building a supply chain.
Yeah.
I'm sure Navarone and team is accessing people in supply chain.
Correct. Yes.
So we do the same thing in our side to bring coaches contextually. One, so problem oriented coaches. So they help me reach my goal or give me goal directions. One. Second, for a lot of founders in the early days is also finding out who could be my early believers.
Right, right.
So hence we build a large scale community so that when somebody is coming in and saying, okay, I've launched this in the testnet or I have a DApp or I have a blockchain solution, we say, okay, here are the community, why don't you do events?
Yes.
Why don't you play out and give a beta or testnet users? So that's also a traction that we bring out.
Right.
And similarly, what we bring out is the venture relationship.
Yeah.
Right? With all the VCs, we have built a network. So if you're building a startup, we can talk to them, behind the scene to say, hey,
this is
because the moment a founder meets a VC and they say no, it's a no.
Yeah.
For a long time, even if you change it, right? Yes. So we say don't do that. Correct. When you're ready, when they are ready, you will talk to each other. But behind that, if you're not ready, why don't we talk about you?
Support
by giving them some sort of updates time to time, right? And a lot of times the investors also getting some really raw information.
Right.
So they're saying, hey, these guys are awesome, they're struggling there, they're going to be do better.
So they know like from
scratch. Yeah, from the scratch. And then suddenly when you open up and start talking, you say, yeah guys, we have been keeping a track, amazing story.
Yes.
Where do we fund? So those are the sort of things that we do behind
That's really good. Yeah. So last year also you all had a Web3 as in Web3 full year, right? I think Foundership 2023. Yeah. So what was that like?
Yeah, so 2022 June when everything was crashing and everybody was moving on. Say, hey, we don't want to do a lot of FTXs happen here. This industry is not going to last long. We came in and said we will do Web3 cohorts. A lot of my founder friends and and investor friends, they were crazy. What are you thinking about? This is not an industry to get in. But fast forward, right now we have done 6 cohorts. Last year was a full year where we just focused on Web3 only. This year also so far we are focused on Web3. We're going to experiment on AI, similar model, because we would position over a decade as an emerging tech accelerator where we think Web3 is a strong foundational technology that has come in. AI is similar. And you will have other emerging techs coming in, quantum and others. Right? So at some point of time we're going to do an AI, but our prime T, right? So what we call as a T model, the vertical T is going to be Web3.
Okay, that's good. Nice. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you. All the best for
Thank you so much.
Thank you.